The Spider-Verse is a multiversal situation where there's a Spider-Man on multiple worlds. But it's time for Miles to have his Spider-Verse adventure. This is the Comicstorian channel where I take some of your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites, letting you know what is going on, filling you in, giving you a synopsis of the storyline, allowing you to see what is out there in the world of comic books so that you can go buy the books yourself to get more context, or you can just go to your local comic book store and get the next part. All alterations of the panels, text, and images is to prevent copyright problems, and all the art is owned by its respective companies. Now today we're going to be going into Spider-Verse 3. A lot of people don't even know that this one exists because it kind of ninja came out at the end. You see, Marvel had an idea. There's a thing called a Spider-Sona where you get to create your own version of Spider-Man, and they thought it would be fun to take some of the best submissions in the Spider-Sona world and turn it into another Spider-Verse. But since Peter Parker technically already had two Spider-Verses in Spider-Verse and in Spider-Geddon, they thought it would be fun to give Miles Morales his own adventure into the Spider-Man multiverse. And that brings us Spider-Verse 3. This is going to be a full story, guys. It's a 6-issue miniseries, so we're going to give you all of it right here, right now, and I hope you enjoy. It was just another day of crime fighting as Spider-Man Miles Morales takes down the villain 8-Ball with none other than a mop cue stick. As he knocks the crook down, he yells, "Corner pocket! Get it? Because you're 8-Ball!" And 8-Ball sighs, telling him that this is getting to be too much. He's going to move to Houston. But as Miles finishes webbing 8-Ball up, he hears a female voice calling out to him, and his spider sense begins to go crazy. He gets away from the villain, asking what's going on. He stopped the bad guy, so what is this? The voice calls out again, and Miles shouts, "Who are you? How are you yelling in my head?" "It's Spider-Zero. I'm nanocasting through the arachno frequency to lock your ultra-spatial coordinates down. Get ready." Before Miles has a chance to react, an ethereal web line shoots onto his back, pulling him back through the portal. Spider-Zero tells him, "It's okay. You're being web extracted across the multiverse at 130 brands per second. I have you on a super string tether, skating the upright edges of the parallel planes of reality. The web is life. The web is destiny. Just hold on a bit longer, Spider-Man." Miles falls out into Earth 182013525, Manhattan 2.0, and a group of spider-themed teens swing by, one of them grabbing Miles from falling, telling him, "You should mask up. You want to get pinched by the Iron Man?" Miles is confused, asking who, as he looks around and he sees the Goblin Club up ahead. But Spider-Zero calls out to his mind again, "You're in the wrong place. Where are you?" Miles jumps onto one of the Goblin thugs. I'm not sure. I might be in a gang war." And Spider-Zero tells him, "Hang tight. I'm going to pull you through again." The web lashes inwards, chucking Miles across the multiverse into Earth 1411319, into the heart of Monster Hatton. Miles looks around at all of the monsters, and they scream at him, which in turn makes him scream back at them. As he's trying to figure out what's going on, a voice tells him, "There's only one spider here, Spider Monster." But as Spider Monster is about to get over to Miles, he's ripped through the portal and back onto Earth 101135519, smack dab in the middle of the Queen's crater. But as Miles looks around, he realizes that he is now on top of the speeding spider buggy, being driven by a man in a Spider-Man mask and, well, nothing else. "Climb aboard humanity's last ride, little spider." Miles stumbles into the passenger seat asking, "What do you mean humanity's last ride?" "We're protecting the canister. After the war, this was the last sample of non-irradiated human DNA. The mutants will stop at nothing to end the human race forever. That is why I, Lord Spider, must protect humanity's only chance of survival." Miles looks back to realize they're being chased by mutated mutants, formerly known as the X-Men. You're still in the wrong place. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix it." Miles tries to tell her to wait, telling her that he has to help Lord Spider. And just like that, he's thwipped out of existence again, finally landing in the colorless world of Earth 51778, home of Spider-Man Takuya.
"Brethren Spiders, your hot blood has sustained you in your journey. Only the fire of youth could survive such an adventure. Come, have some Suyu Kamino."
Miles grabs Takuya, asking, "What is going on? Who is Spider-Zero?"
"Spider-Zero!"
Takuya yells dramatically and then begins to sing karaoke.
"Spider-Zero, the nomad spider with no world to call home. Spider-Zero, the one in the center charged with observing the web and protecting it."
"Are you Spider-Zero?" "Actually, I am Spider-Zero." A kid walks into the room and Miles asks, "Wait, you're a kid. I'm even older than you." "Right, and I need your help. We have to save the web." "Right, Wasn't the web of life or destiny destroyed, like blown up during the Spider-Geddon? Miles and Spider-Zero disappear in a dramatic fashion as Akuya continues to dance and sing like everything that just happened is normal. Moments later, in Earth 001, formerly Loom World, where the Inheritors live, formerly the Hall of Spiders, Miles looks at the web of life and destiny, stating, "Oh yeah, it is back." Spider-Zero tells him that there must always be a web of life and destiny, and when it was destroyed, the Pattern Maker wove it anew. Pattern Maker? You mean Annie Mae Parker, right, Spiderling? Yeah, Annie Mae was selected to make the web, just as she was selected to be at the center of it and watch and take care of it. And what's more, the web is sick, corrupted. No matter how much I cut away, it continues to spread. We have to heal the web and find Annie Mae. Miles looks at her. Why don't you get the real Spider-Man? Like, why not Peter Parker? Because we're the new generation. You, me, and Annie Mae. There were others before us, but these are our jobs now. We're new, and this web is new. It all fits. We're the ones who have to do this. Yeah, okay, you got me. Let's get all the crazy kids together and save the universe. Where do we even start? Spider-Zero looks at the web. We start everywhere. The first world that Miles has to visit is the world of spectacular Spider-Man, a world where Peter Parker wasn't the one bit by the radioactive spider, but actually Aunt May. In this world, Peter is helping Aunt May by building and designing her gadgets, making sure that she is always one step ahead. One day, Peter came to a shocking realization. They all know that they live in the multiverse, but how many other universes are there? What if there are evil versions of themselves waiting to strike, waiting for the perfect moment, which coincidentally enough is this exact moment, dear readers? Just then a portal rips open and an evil Peter and Uncle Ben step out, led by Carnage May. Carnage May yells out, "We are here to prove that nothing really matters in the multiverse. Get ready to die, Spider-Man." As the evil doppelgangers begin to take over the heroes, Miles pops out of an alleyway, punching Carnage May, telling her, "Thanks for making it easy to decide which one of you is the good one." Miles and Spider-Man knock Carnage May out, webbing her up. And as Miles begins to explain what is going on, she explains to him that there's no need to explain. She knows exactly what's going on, and it's very good to see you again. Spider-Man begins to ask about the Carnage May, explaining that her costume is so powerful. So Miles explains what a symbiote is. And to demonstrate the weakness of the symbiote, he charges up his venom bite, shocking her, transferring the heat of the shock, with Carnage May screaming in pain, falling over. Spider-Man asks if there are other spider people like him, but he tells her no, I'm an original. Just then a voice says, "You know, that's funny. I was about to say the same thing." And evil Miles leaps through the portal, shocking both Miles and Spider-Man, quickly freeing Carnage May. Carnage May says that it's about time he showed up, with evil Miles telling her, "You think I'd miss all the fun? Not in a million years." The evil versions begin to make their way towards Peter and Uncle Ben, but Miles whispers that he's still in the game. That shock doesn't affect his suit like the evil him thinks. The brawl begins to start again, with Spider-Man asking Peter what could they do. Clearly they can't win with sheer strength. So Uncle Ben comes up with the idea of sending them back to their world, so Peter figures out an idea that will help that happen, how he can make an interdimensional portal. Peter's idea is that the parallel universes are all overlaid in the same three-space dimensional location. But that would mean that it's possible that the exact spot of impact can coexist across the multiple realities, and it could open and close an interdimensional tear. The only problem is they're going to need trillions of parallel Spider-Mans and other timelines shooting webs in the exact spot, and there's no way to tell them that. So Spider-Man smiles and says, "Never say never! Miles, the logo!" Miles webs the exact spot that Spider-Man does, and right at that exact moment, all of the Spider-Mans across the multiverse do the exact same thing, all of them hitting the logo. The portal tears open, with Peter wondering how this is even possible. So she told him it was easy. Instead of choosing randomly, she decided to aim for the one spot that would remind her of him and Ben, because she believes that there is really only one constant across all of the universe, and that would be love. Hence the sign with the heart on it. The evil doppelgangers all begin to get sucked into their interdimensional universes, but it doesn't appear to be enough, and Peter tells Spider-Man that the alternates need to join them as well. All of the alternate Peters and Bens join in, and the portal's strength grows, pulling all of the evil versions of themselves into it. As it closes, everyone falls to the ground safe. And with this world saved, Spider-Zero pulls Miles back out to move on to the next world that needs saving, leaving this spectacular Spider-Man to keep a close eye on this one. But as everyone leaves and everything seems to be over, the Peter of Spider-Man's world hears a scratching sound in his room, one that would appear to be a piece of carnage that was left behind. Miles quickly touches down in the next world, with him and Penny Parker, the girl that runs the spider mech suit, running along the rooftops, with Uncle Ben radioing in that they need to hurry. Heart rate is dropping fast. Miles and Penny are then hit with a blast, and Penny quickly grabs Miles by the legs to stop him from falling, with Miles asking, "Who's throwing bombs at us? Do you have a green goblin in this world?" Penny asks what's that, and Ben tells her that she needs to fall back. They need to figure out what they're up against. But Penny tells him no, she has to get there or Daredevil's going to die. The voice then appears again over the comms telling Ben, "She's very brave. You must be very proud." Ben realizes what is going on, that this is a trap, that Daredevil is being used as bait. Miles and Penny are then hit again, and they begin to wonder where this blast is coming from, with a voice telling them that once he died, he was reborn. It was his thoughts that brought him back from the frozen vaults of death, back to the hunt. Miles' spider sense begins to go off as a distorted figure moves, but he tries to get ahead of it, with Penny taking the direct hit, forcing the spider suit to reboot. Penny shouts in frustration, telling Miles to go on ahead and get to Daredevil. He needs to save him. She can't do anything until her suit is back to 100%. And the distorted man says, "Yes, you are of no use to me. Only the spider." As the man appears, Ben says that it looks like it's Kraven. And Miles tells Ben, "Cool, we got a Kraven in my world too. This is gonna be dope." So Miles webs up Kraven's arms, charging and punching him to the ground. Ben watches as Miles fights Kraven back, telling him, "You're supposed to be dead. How is this possible?" "It is mysterious. And you never would have lost anyone to the Sin Engine, but Spider was always the prize project according to the powers that be." Ben quickly realizes what has revived Kraven. What is causing these problems? What set Daredevil up as a bait? Red Diamond. Back out in the city, the spider suit reaches 100%, and Penny yells out, "Finally!" And she shoots a concentrated web blast at Kraven, but Kraven dodges it. "You can't win, because the city doesn't love you." Penny tells Miles to take the medkit, save Daredevil. Kraven wants her. Back at the lab, Ben begins to go over the file stating, "I know that technology. Weapon 6, Nathan Essex. He's supposed to be dead as well. The fire at the Weapon 6 facility." And Nathan comes back over the comms. "Even though Weapon 6 burned, it did not die. It turns out there are other sources of funding that one can attain if one makes the right kind of moves. When the government got involved in your Spider project, my funding dried up. You stole my future, Ben Parker." Ben begins to sweat, realizing that Nathan has been creating enhanced criminals, such as Kraven. The diamond implants, weaponizing those people as deniable assets. "You're insane, Nathan! When someone takes something from me, I become angry, and I'm going to take revenge even if it takes years to plan." But out in the city, Penny continues to fight against Kraven, stating, "You know I can hear you, right? How about you both just shut up and watch me win this?" Penny is struck again, knocking the suit's power off, but Kraven begins to walk towards her, telling her, "Are you still alive in there?" She takes a deep breath, opening up the hatch, standing on the shoulders of the spider suit. Ben asks what is she doing. Kraven's going to kill her, and she hops down. "Yeah, I'm a kid, and you don't hurt kids, right, Kraven? Right?" At that moment, Miles jumps down from behind, giving Kraven a venom blast so powerful that it knocks him out. She turns to Miles. "Great, but where's Daredevil?" Daredevil slowly walks in, stating that he still needs to go to the hospital, but he'll live for now. That was quite the risk that she took. Penny smiles, telling him, "Yeah." She explains that Kraven was after her father, and that is who he wanted to hunt. So she used herself as a bait, since she had her own invisible hunter, Miles. Nathan radios to Ben, asking, "Do you think you've won? I will send more Weapon 6 enhanced criminals after you and her." And Ben pulls out the radio from his ear, telling Control to shut down the channel. Full security workup on this breach. Block Nathan and figure out where he is. Ben then takes a picture out of his coat of his wife, and Penny Parker asks, "What are you doing?" But Miles is continuing his adventure. He continues to go through the multiverse to save the other spider individuals, to save the Web of Destiny. And his next stop is Earth 31913, the home of a man that folks call the Webslinger, the cowboy Spider-Man who fires webs from 6 shooters. As the train comes chugging along the tracks, Webslinger flings himself atop the train cars as a group of bandits begin to rob the train. He lands asking the men if they've got their tickets, and one man yells, "This don't concern you, Webslinger!" "Yeah, reckon they didn't sell tickets to ride the roof anyhow." The leader tells everyone to jump shot, but Webslinger smacks the hammer on his guns, webbing everyone's arms to their holsters. The bandit leader jumps to the front of the train, grabbing the engineer, stating, "If you make one false move, partner, the engineer gets it." Webslinger tells him, "I could either use the kisser, that's the one in my left hand, or biter, the one in my right. Biter scars, though." The leader throws the engineer at Webslinger, kicking the lever to max as he jumps out the window. "Adios, Webslinger!" The train begins to pick up speed as it goes barreling towards a stack of dynamite placed on the track. So Webslinger grabs the engineer, tossing him out. "This is for your own good." With one quick pull of the trigger, Webslinger webs the engineer to a trigger. Webslinger then jumps out, pulling the trigger, realizing he's out of webs. As he falls into the river below, he pulls himself onto a shore when he sees Miles in a sombrero and poncho. "There you are. Remember me, Webslinger?" Webslinger shakes the water out of his hat. "Of course. You're the fella that zapped me into the future to fight some sucker dandies. What brings you back?" "I'm here to help. Thanks, but no thanks. You stick out like a bison in a ball gown. Folks don't take kindly to your kind." Miles then tells Webslinger, "First, I would like to introduce you to political correctness, and regardless if you want it or not, I'm here until the next jump." Webslinger whistles to call his horse, and as the horse turns the corner, it bolts in his direction. Miles asks how the horse is so fast, and Webslinger explains that him and Widow get bit by the same bug, and ever since they've been able to talk to each other without talking. He calls it rider sense. Miles looks at the horse, asking what the point of the mask is, and Webslinger says so that folks don't recognize him. The two sit by a campfire later that night, getting ready to turn in for the night, when suddenly they hear a snapping of a twig. Webslinger grabs his guns, yelling to the intruder to show their hands, but a young girl stumbles out of the bushes, yelling in Spanish. "Sorry there, I don't speak." But Miles begins to talk to her. She explains to Miles, and he relays it to Webslinger, that there's a small village in Mexico with a group of bandits that are taking all of the food and money, and when they can't pay, they take the women. "We're gonna help her, right, Webslinger?" So Miles continues to translate, and it turns out that a villain known as El Scorpion, or the Scorpion, is the one in charge of it all. Miles and Webslinger begin to make their way towards the village, and as they get over there, they hear the Scorpion yelling out, "Rapido, amigos! El uno una pelea!" Webslinger spins back, slapping Widow, telling them to go on a git. Miles tries to state that he can stay and help, but Widow speeds off before he has a chance to finish his sentence. Once clear, Webslinger fires a web line into a nearby cactus and a rock, creating a trip line, knocking everyone off of their horses. Webslinger then jumps onto one of the horses, with Scorpion getting to his feet to chase after. One of the bandits turns back, yelling in Spanish again, and Miles thinks to himself the translation, "Did they just call me the Black Ghost? I kinda don't hate that." Webslinger and Scorpion go back and forth for a few moments, with Scorpion explaining that these pathetic peasants are lucky that he even allows them to live, but instead, they bring a Webslinger, and they will pay dearly for that. Scorpion goes on explaining that he is the world's deadliest scorpion, with Deathstalker venom coursing through his veins and going into Webslinger right now, and as Webslinger begins to laugh, he tells him that it tingles. Scorpion's confused, thinking that it's his venom, but Webslinger informs him, "It's my rider sense." Suddenly, the Widow kicks him in the back of the head. And with that, Webslinger sits back up, now with Scorpion defeated because his horse kicked him in the head. Miles runs up, sucking the poison out, spitting it on the ground. "Please don't book me, White Mao." And Webslinger tips his head. "I should probably tell you my name. My name is Patrick O'Hara." But as Webslinger looks back after revealing his identity, Miles is gone, because he was whipped out into another universe. The fourth world that Miles visits to correct all of these multiversal Spider-Man issues is the home of SpiderMan Noir. On this Earth, it's 1933, and Peter Parker has become a private eye, keeping the street clear of any wrongdoers. And some would say in another version of this, he's voiced by Nicolas Cage in a movie. However, for this Noir, he died when helping out the other Spider folks. He figured that it would be the end of the line, but somewhere in the blackness, he heard a voice, one that he heard before, and it told him that he cannot rest. His service has not yet ended. This was the Spider God, the one that bestows its powers on Spider-Man Noir, and it wouldn't let him sleep. And that explains why I'm here. But why the hell are you here, Miles? Also, next time try using my door. Maybe where you come from nobody cares, but here. Miles jumps into the window, telling him that it's the web of life and destiny. It's been blown up. And Annie Mae Parker is spinning a new one, but she also disappeared. Now the new one is sick. And he's looking for Annie Mae, but also stuff that can help the web heal. That's when I remember something about this place. You have an idol, a spider god. Something like that has to be a powerful spider totem, right? Maybe we could use it to stabilize the web. Is your spider god around? Noir tells him, last time I checked, the goblin had it, but he doesn't have it anymore. Or anything else. How about we go out and turn some rocks and see what crawls out? Hopefully the idol isn't with someone worse than Norman Osborn. Elsewhere, a woman hooks the spider idol to a machine, stating that this is fascinating. Even damaged, her instruments are clearly reading the power within the primitive relic. Once this was worshipped by subhuman fools who would do anything to serve the spider god, but today it will serve her and the like. Back at the Black Cat Club, Ox and Montana live it up, telling everyone that they got everyone covered for the night, so long as they're ladies. Noir hangs down. Now that is downright discriminatory. Ox jumps up, swinging his chair, shouting, "You're the one who cost me everything!" And Noir asks, "Really? Looks like you're doing fine." Montana cracks his whip to grab Miles, but Miles asks, "Do you really want to do that?" All right. Miles sends a shock back through it, stunning Montana. Noir then grabs Ox, telling him, "We came here to talk about the spider idol. Just tell us where it is, or we can skip the electrical chair and you can ride the lightning, courtesy of my partner's Venom Blast." Ox yells, wait, I'll talk! We're having problems selling the damn thing. Then this woman Strum showed up. From what I heard, it was for Adolf Hitler himself. As the two leave, Miles says that he knows that they were just getting information, but he isn't so keen on threatening to kill people. Around here, life has a way of tossing you a lot of things you're not comfortable with. Case in point, I'm not too partial to Nazi blimps flying over Manhattan, but here we are, Miles. Miles looks up to say that when Ox said cargo ship, this is not what he had in mind. The two men enter a building after calling out to Strum, and they find a box full of bees hooked up to Spider Idol. She goes on to explain that the true power of such things lies in merging them with science, combining the totemic energies of the Spider Idol with her preferred insect, bees. And after this, she will become a god of the bees. The bees swarm around her, and the men take the idol out of the machine, with Miles and Noir jumping and webbing them all up. Noir says that he can see why the idol brought him back. It didn't want to work for Hitler. Even ancient spider gods have standards. The only thing I don't get is what's with the glass tube full of. But before he could finish, the glass shatters, and Strum floats out in her new bee form. Miles realizes what is going on. I knew it! You want a Nazi made out of bees? That's how you get a Nazi made out of bees! Strum informs him that she will now refer to her as her new name, Madame Swarms! Noir webs up the room, telling Miles that they gotta get out of here, and Miles tells him that they do need to get outside. But as the two get out, Madame Swarm yells, "You fools! I have 1,000 more bees outside!" Soon, Madame Swarm's body grows in size with all of these bees, and Noir tells him that he has an idea. He read in a Life magazine that those blips are full of hydrogen, and Miles tells him he can see where this is going. Noir swings it back around, calling out to Miles that he has now cleared out the blimp, and Miles yells for him to get out of the way. He sends a Venom Blast into the blimp, blowing it up from the inside, burning away all of Madame Swarm's bees. The two then create a giant web blanket to catch the wreckage, with Miles stating, "Oh, the bee-manity!" I only understand half of anything you ever say, Miles. As everything is cleared, Noir tosses Miles the idol, and Miles asks, "What happened if you die again? Don't you need this? If you get killed again, that's it." "That's how it works for everyone else. I don't get special treatment. Sure as hell don't deserve it. Take it. Do what you gotta do. I'll manage just fine with my fists and my 45s. Miles asks him, "Okay, Noir, you always sound so cool. Do you practice?" And at that moment, before we can get an answer, Miles is pulled away, disappearing. And Noir answers, "Yeah, I practice. With great power, there must also come great responsibility. But that don't mean you can't have a touch of class." Now, instead of going to another world, though, Spider-Zero brings Miles back to the world that started it all, Loom World. "I did it! I found you! I also brought some help from the other spider people." Spider-Zero looks at the idol that Miles brought and tells him that her spider sense couldn't find Annie Mae because Annie Mae isn't on any world. This idol will act as a sort of antenna, a signal booster from the Great Weaver. It will let me feel Annie Mae where she is. And I found her in the web itself. She's trapped in the Tangle. Everyone jumps onto the tangled web ball, and Spider-Zero yells, "Wait! I can feel pain! Pain everywhere!" She falls to her knees. "The Tangle! It's alive! The web's power, knotted and snarled, is running back over itself over and over again, creating primitive consciousness. It's in pain, and it doesn't understand why, but it feels pain, it feels us, it wants us gone." Everyone's spider sense goes off as dozens of portals rip open and monsters begin to pour out. Those portals are from Earth 51778. It brought monsters from the Monster Earth to stop us from getting to Annie Mae. Miles asks what are they, and Spider-Zero explains that it is the Iron Cross army made to destroy Spider-Man. But everyone charges in as Miles answers with, "This many spider folk? They're welcome to try. Get 'em, spiders!" Lord Spider jumps in, punching one of the monsters. For the future! Everyone engages the monsters, with Spider-Zero telling Miles that they need to get inside the Tangle. If they don't save Annie Mae, it will get worse. So with everyone battling the monsters, Miles realizes that they need him, so they're going to need more spider people to save the day. At that moment, another portal opens up, and a giant robot punches into them with a voice yelling out, "Golapardin, the god of demons, the emperor of death! I am the emissary of hell!" The robot then stands up and it kicks one of the monsters as a Japanese Spider-Man jumps onto its shoulder and yells, "Spider-Man!" but in Japanese. Miles looks up stating, "Takaya will do. I can go. I'll help. I can go find Annie Mae." And Spider-Zero looks over. I don't know why, but I did not expect him. While all of the other Spider-Men are handling the monsters, Miles and Spider-Zero begin to try and figure out how they're going to untangle this and free Annie Mae. The two of them can't figure it out, so Spider-Zero puts her hands into the Tangle, asking if it can hear her. A shock of pain rushes through the young girl as she relays what it's saying. Hurt, hurt, only hurt, must protect the pattern maker from the hurt. Spider-Zero tries to tell the Tangle that they are there to help, that she knows what it's like to be in pain, to be afraid, to lose everything. Spider-Zero shares her life, and the Tangle finally begins to unravel as it finally begins to understand. And as the Tangle is unraveling, it begins to pull Miles in. It pulls Miles to the center, where Annie Mae is being held. Miles calls out to her, and she asks if it's him. But the Tangle screams, "No! Hurt! Protect!" Spider-Zero tells the Tangle, if it keeps Annie Mae in here, it will kill her. The web needs her back. So Miles and Annie Mae pull themselves out. She wants to know how, but no one knows what they did or how they managed to get away. But Annie does know that she's the pattern maker and that she can fix this. The Tangle cries out alone, and Spider-Zero tells the Tangle no, she will stay. Annie Mae tells everyone that she appreciates them all coming to help, but it's time for them all to go home. The ethereal tethers reach out, grabbing all of the Spider-Men, pulling them back to their home worlds. And as everyone disappears, Miles notices that Spider-Zero also isn't there. The Tangle tells them, "No more hurt." And Spider-Zero tells it, "No more hurt. No more alone. I told you. I would stay with you." As Spider-Zero is pulled into the nothingness with the Tangle, Miles reaches out, grabbing her with a thwip. Everyone is yanked back onto solid ground, and Miles asks if the Tangle is gone. And Spider-Zero says, "Yeah, it became undone. It wasn't evil. It was just scared, in pain, and lonely. And there's a lot of that out there." And Annie Mae says that is why there are spider people at all times. Everyone says their goodbyes as Miles returns home. Spider-Zero tells herself that on whatever world, whoever they are, spider people are here to help. And that concludes the insanity that is Spider-Verse number 3. Miles' own little adventure into the Spider-Verse realm and world and possibilities. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know it's a little bit out there, but it technically is the last part of the trilogy of the Spider-Verse books, which is what No Way Home and the Spider-Verse movie that involved Miles Morales heavily borrow from. Let me know what you think about it down below, and also let me know which of these Spider-Sonas was your favorite one. We've all got our favorite. For me, it was Webslinger. I like the idea of a cowboy Spider-Man that talks to his horse. But let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget, if you want to further support us, please consider hitting like, smashing subscribe, and hitting that notification bell so that you know when the next videos are coming out. More Spider-Man is on its way, but so is Wolverine, Batman, Teen Titans, Flash, all of it coming your way soon. Thank you.